Leo, something rare and extraordinary is moving toward you, and it's arriving this Saturday, November 15th. Not just a lucky break, not a coincidence. This is a moment marked by something deeper, a divine shift, a celestial alignment, a miracle that's been quietly written into your soul's journey long before you even clicked this video. If you've felt lately like something is building, like the air is charged but you can't explain why, you're not imagining it. There is a reason why you're here, watching this right now. That reason is alignment. Divine timing. You are being called to witness and receive something big: money, love, victory, all rising from a higher source, meant for you. And the timing? It's not random. It's right on schedule. Let's be real. You've carried a lot. You've built your path with your own two hands, often in silence, often without applause. But something's about to break open in the best way. This isn't just another astrological forecast. It's a message, a confirmation that everything you've been moving toward is finally about to meet you halfway. Why now? Why November 15th? Because on that day, your ruling planet, the Sun, forms a powerful trine with Jupiter, the planet of expansion and blessings. This cosmic handshake activates a gate of prosperity, recognition, and healing for you, Leo. And when that energy pours in, it doesn't knock politely. It enters like sunlight through stained glass, bold, warm, undeniable. Tarot confirms it too. The Six of Wands. The Ace of Pentacles. The Judgment card. You don't have to speak the language of tarot to feel what that means. It's triumph after trials. A blessing with your name on it. A spiritual wake-up call to step into a version of yourself that's always existed but is only now ready to rise. And you know what? You're ready. You may not feel like it yet. But you are. That's why you're here. Take a breath with me. This video isn't just information, it's an activation. A moment to pause and say, I'm not waiting anymore. I'm receiving. With open hands and a steady heart. Before we dive into what's coming financially, emotionally, spiritually, let me say this from the heart: thank you. Thank you for being here. For watching. For allowing this space to be part of your journey. Every comment you leave, every like, every time you share this with someone who needs it, it keeps this space alive. It keeps the light moving forward. So I invite you now to claim what's already seeking you. Leave a comment below and write, I'm ready for the miracle on November 15th. Write it for yourself. For your future. For the version of you that's been waiting quietly, patiently, for this exact message. And stay with me until the very end, because what the stars are revealing today is something you don't want to miss. Now let's begin. Let's talk about what this miracle really means and why it's coming now. You know, Leo, we often think miracles arrive with lightning and trumpets, something grand, unmistakable. But real transformation? It happens in these sacred intersections. Quiet alignments. Subtle invitations. And that's exactly what this moment is: a cosmic doorway swinging open, not with noise, but with precision. And it's calling your name. November 15th isn't just a date on the calendar. It's a threshold astrologically, energetically, even emotionally. The Sun, your ruling planet, is forming a rare and powerful trine with Jupiter. That's not a small thing. This isn't about vague, good vibes, or abstract fortune. This is real movement, a harmonizing of your identity and your expansion. When the Sun, your core essence, and Jupiter, growth, blessing, divine opportunity, dance together in sync, what happens is deeply personal. You're being shown not only who you are, but how much more you can become, and that path is opening under your feet right now. That's the first gate. The second comes from Venus aligning with Uranus. Now this one feels different. It's less predictable, more electric. And that's exactly why it matters. Uranus shakes us loose from what's stale or safe, and Venus softens the edges of that disruption with love, with beauty, with value. If you've been stuck, either in relationships or finances or simply in your own self-worth, this transit stirs the still water. Not to destroy you but to free you. So if something feels like it's cracking open or surprising you around this time, take a breath. That might be grace in disguise. And then, there's the language of the cards. When I pulled the Six of Wands, I didn't flinch. It's the card of recognition, of triumph after trials. This isn't shallow praise. It's earned. It's you walking through fire and emerging with your head held high. You're not just being seen by others, you're starting to finally see yourself. Then came the Ace of Pentacles. This isn't imaginary abundance, it's a tangible seed. Financial breakthroughs. Grounded new beginnings. A contract. A home. A deal. An opportunity you can touch. But you must be willing to plant it, protect it, water it with action. That's the thing about miracles, they still need your yes. And finally, Judgment. This card doesn't whisper. It calls. It's not about guilt or punishment. It's about resurrection. Awakening. A soul memory surfacing to remind you, you are not late. You are not lost. You are being summoned to rise again, this time, more whole, more ready. Even the numbers speak. 888, you may have seen it and brushed it off. But it's not random. That's a signal. A portal of abundance is opening. Not just financially though, yes, money is part of it, but in presence. In peace. In possibility. And the number 15? This isn't just the midpoint of a month. It's a mirror number. A reset. In numerology, 1 is new creation, and 5 is change through divine challenge. Together, power shifts. Timelines shift. You shift. And isn't that what this is all about? This isn't just astrology. This is your life showing up with a new rhythm. And yes, I know how busy, how noisy, how overwhelming the world can be. But even in the chaos, Spirit speaks. Not always in thunder, sometimes in whispers. And right now, it's whispering to you, you're ready. The moment has come. You've waited long enough. Stay with me, Leo. This isn't just the beginning of a new cycle, it's the reclamation of everything you thought you had to give up. And we're just getting started. You've heard it said before, money doesn't grow on trees. But what if that's only half true? What if abundance grows in the soil of your mindset and how open your energy is to receive, not just how hard you've been grinding to earn? Because the truth is, Leo, this season of your life isn't asking you to hustle harder. It's asking you to open your hands. It's asking you to notice that the blessing has already been circling you and now, it's ready to land. Around November 15th, your financial landscape may begin to shift and not in vague, feel-good theory. We're talking about actual movement, news about contracts, updates on old payouts, surprise reimbursements, bonuses, or even unexpected sources of money appearing just when you stop trying to force them. Some of you may receive what feels like an inheritance from beyond, not just through paperwork, but through grace. A closed door may quietly creak open. A no from the past may resurface as a maybe or even a yes. But here's the deeper layer. This kind of financial shift doesn't come to those who chase it with fear. It arrives to those who have shifted from scarcity to readiness. You become magnetic to money when you stop questioning whether you're worthy of it and start embodying the version of you that already knows how to use it wisely. That's the real secret behind abundance. It's not about luck. It's about resonance. When we talk about the law of attraction, most people think it's wishful thinking wrapped in pretty words. But if you've lived enough life, you know energy doesn't lie. People feel your energy before you say a word. So does opportunity. So does money. And right now, the energy around you is potent, especially with the current astrological alignment between the Sun and Jupiter lighting up your chart like a golden beacon. But that light has to hit a clear surface to reflect fully. That's why your mindset matters more than ever. And this is where you take your power back. If your thoughts still carry the residue of old stories like, I always have to fight for every dollar, or, good things happen to others, not me, this is the moment to release them. Not because someone told you to think positive, but because those beliefs are too small for who you're becoming. Even color speaks the language of energy. That's why you're being drawn to shades like gold, rich amber, and ruby red this week. These aren't just pretty tones. They activate something. Wear them. Surround yourself with them. Let them remind you that you're not trying to become abundant, you already are. And now you're just allowing life to mirror that truth back to you. So if something unexpected comes your way, a refund, a message from a friend offering help, a job lead you didn't anticipate, don't brush it off. Say thank you. Recognize it as a reflection of the shift happening inside of you. Because money, when it arrives in alignment, isn't just about paying bills. It's about freedom. It's about options. It's about breathing again. And Leo, you've gone too long without breathing easy. This is not the moment to shrink. It's the moment to make room, not only in your schedule, but in your spirit. The miracle isn't out there. It's coming through you. So let it come. Love has a strange way of showing up when we're no longer looking sideways for it. And Leo, if the past few months have taught you anything, it's this: love that is truly meant for you doesn't require you to shrink, perform, or overextend. It doesn't pull you out of your alignment, it anchors you deeper into it. And as we move into this season, something begins to stir around your heart space that's different than before. Softer. Stronger. More familiar, but unfamiliar, too, in the way that true soul recognition often feels. For those of you who are single, the energies around November 15th are not suggesting a simple flirtation or a fleeting attraction. No, this feels cosmic. This feels old. This feels like a return. What's moving toward you may carry the frequency of what we call a soul contract, the kind of connection that isn't just chance or timing, but written long before now. You may feel a pull towards someone you barely know or haven't met yet, a knowing without proof, a magnetic pull without logic. That's how these connections usually arrive. Not loud, but unmistakable. Your only job is to stay open enough to recognize it, not force it, not chase it, but notice the way your energy shifts in their presence. The universe does not waste this kind of alignment on convenience. If it comes for a reason. And for those who are already partnered, this chapter holds a different kind of invitation. It's not just about starting over, it's about remembering what brought you together in the first place. The story doesn't need to be perfect to be worth saving. Love isn't always grand gestures or passion in every moment. Sometimes, it's simply a return to eye contact, to forgiveness, to witnessing one another again. If something in your relationship has felt stuck or strained, this is the kind of astrological window that doesn't just offer repair, it offers depth. A moment to choose one another again, not because you have to, but because you want to. When Venus and Uranus meet like this, it often reawakens desire in places we thought were settled. And that spark? That's not regression. That's resurrection. The cards confirm this theme too, the Lovers and the Knight of Cups. The Lovers doesn't mean romance in a shallow sense. It speaks to conscious choice, soul alignment. A path where two people don't just love each other, they evolve together. And the Knight of Cups is the messenger. It's emotion in motion. A gesture, an invitation, a conversation that opens a new door. This could show up as someone confessing feelings, a past love reaching out, or even you finally finding the courage to express what you've been holding in. It doesn't matter who speaks first. What matters is that you speak from the truth. Now more than ever, love requires courage. Not the kind that shouts, but the kind that listens. Not the kind that performs, but the kind that's present. You don't have to earn love by overgiving, overproving, or overextending. The love you're calling in now, whether it's new, renewed, or restored, is a love that mirrors back the wholeness you've worked so hard to reclaim. If something or someone comes to mind as you hear this, pause. Don't brush it away. That's not coincidence. That may be the whisper of your higher self, inviting you to soften into the moment. Into possibility. Into hope, not naive hope, but real, grounded, grown-up hope. The kind that says, maybe this time, we get to choose differently. So don't be surprised if this season brings a conversation you weren't expecting. Or if someone sees you clearly for the first time in a long time, or maybe you finally see yourself clearly. That's where love begins. Again and again. That's where it becomes real. And Leo, if anyone deserves real, it's you. There's something unmistakably sacred about the moment when your work, the things you've toiled at quietly, without recognition, finally starts to echo back to you with results. And Leo, that moment is closer than you think. For a sign ruled by the sun, it's not surprising that you're often asked to lead, to light the way, to carry vision even when no one else sees it. But leadership doesn't always look like standing on a stage. Sometimes, it's continuing to show up when no one claps yet. Sometimes, it's building something no one else understands until suddenly, they do. This season, something long overlooked may finally receive the attention it deserves. A role, a project, a skill you almost gave up on may be called forward in a way that surprises even you. It's not about suddenly becoming visible. It's about the world catching up to what your spirit already knew. And that shift from waiting to stepping up isn't loud. It's internal. It happens the moment you stop doubting your impact just because it hasn't been reflected yet. We're seeing a rare alignment between Venus and Uranus now, a planetary energy that speaks of radical changes in what we value, and where we're meant to belong. This is the kind of transit that shakes you awake with clarity. It might bring a career move, a role shift, or a sudden redirection that you didn't plan for, but deep down, you recognize it. And that's the key. Not everything that's right for you will feel comfortable. Sometimes, the discomfort is a sign you've outgrown what you used to settle for. So if you've been feeling restless at work, or like your gifts aren't being fully used, or like you're dimming yourself to stay somewhere safe, pay attention. This may not be about quitting a job. It may be about finally stepping into your true capacity within it. Or it may mean saying yes to something new, something unpolished but powerful, that leads you into uncharted and fulfilling territory. I've worked with enough people over the years to know this. Career transitions often begin not with a resume, but with a whisper. A gut feeling. A vision that won't leave you alone. You might feel called to write something. Launch something. Speak something into existence. Don't ignore that. That idea that won't leave you alone. That's your soul pointing toward your next season of impact. You're not behind. You're just being realigned. What I want to say to you right now, if you've been questioning your worth or your direction, is this: your work matters. And your energy speaks long before your words do. The version of you who shows up when no one's watching, that's who the universe is rewarding now. Not because you pushed, but because you persisted. You may notice opportunities showing up that feel too good to be true. Don't dismiss them. They're not mistakes. They're mirrors. You've already been showing up in private, and now that energy is rippling outward. This is when your consistent light becomes undeniable. And Leo, the spotlight that's turning toward you now? It isn't artificial. It's recognition you've earned, not just for what you do, but for who you are when no one's clapping. So don't cling to roles that no longer honor your growth. Don't stay small to make others comfortable. The moment you were made for is already unfolding, and it's asking for all of you. Let's keep going, because what's coming next may just heal your whole nervous system. Your body, your mind, your soul, it's all about to exhale. And you deserve to know what that kind of peace feels like. After all the movement, all the breakthroughs, all the noise of success, there comes a moment when you need to return home to yourself. Not just to rest, but to recalibrate. Because what's the point of gaining the world if you feel disconnected from your own breath? Leo, this isn't just about goals anymore. It's about anchoring into something deeper, something that doesn't shake when life around you does. As this energy culminates around November 15th, something quiet but powerful begins to unfold in the background. You may start noticing synchronicities, repeating numbers like 111 or 888, coins showing up in the most unexpected places, or symbols like lions, crowns, or eagles appearing again and again. These signs aren't random. They're reminders. Gentle nudges that say, hey, you're not alone in this. You're seen, you're guided, and something higher is moving with you. You might even feel like someone is watching over you, not in fear, but in love. That sensation that someone or something has your back, even when you can't see it clearly yet. It's not your imagination. It's your intuition finally tuning into what your soul has always known. You are not abandoned. You are being led, and the next step is to respond to that leading with intention. This is why ritual matters. Not because rituals are magic tricks, but because they give form to your readiness. Writing a letter of gratitude to the universe, for example, is more than just an exercise. It's a declaration. It says, I recognize what's coming. And I'm no longer waiting passively, I'm showing up for it. Be specific. Name what you're ready to receive: money, peace, clarity, love, forgiveness, a sense of safety, the next chapter. Then place that letter somewhere meaningful. Let it live in a space where your attention can return to it as a touchstone of your faith. On the 15th, take a few minutes, even 5 is enough, and visualize golden light pouring into you at exactly 15:11. Let it move into your chest, your stomach, your spine. Let it reach into your account balances, your creative work, your relationships. This light isn't imagined. It's a representation of the frequency you're choosing to align with: abundance, clarity, courage. And that shift, it changes how you walk through the world, and more importantly, how the world responds to you. You can even create a small space in your home to reflect that energy. A candle, a stone like citron, a sunflower, or anything golden. You don't need to follow a script. You just need to mean it. That little space becomes an anchor, a physical symbol of your spiritual decision to receive, to trust, and to stay open. But inner work isn't just spiritual. It's physical too. Your body is a mirror of your energy, and this season is asking you to tend to it with care. You don't have to go extreme. Start simple: more yellow foods, turmeric, squash, honey. Think warmth, digestion, nourishment. Movement that honors your body, sun salutations, gentle breath work, just getting outside and letting real light hit your skin again. Your nervous system doesn't need to be hacked. It needs to be listened to. And as for your mind, speak kindly to it. Affirm the truth, even when fear is louder. Say to yourself daily, I'm ready. I'm worthy. I'm no longer who I was, and I welcome what I'm becoming. You don't need to believe it fully right away. You just need to say it enough times until your energy starts to believe it for you. Because this isn't just about attracting what you want. It's about becoming the version of you who knows how to hold it. That's the real miracle. Leo, you didn't come here to play small. You didn't come here to dim your light or keep your voice quiet just so others could feel more comfortable. You were born under the sign ruled by the sun for a reason: to radiate, to lead, to blaze a path not just for yourself, but for those still trying to find their way in the dark. And maybe you've forgotten that lately. Maybe life's pressure has dulled your brightness, or people's expectations have made you question your direction. But November 15th is your reminder. A mirror. A reset. This is not just another astrological checkpoint, it's a divine intersection between who you've been and who you're becoming. What would happen if, just for a moment, you believed again in your own magnitude? If you let go of the weight of perfection and instead just let yourself be willing to receive, to trust, to begin again? Because the truth is, everything we've uncovered in this video, from your financial expansion to your soul-aligned relationships, your career breakthrough to your inner peace, it's all pointing to one central truth. You are not being punished by the universe. You are being positioned. Realignment often looks like disruption. But what if the path falling apart was never the real one? What if the delay was actually grace? You've carried so much to get here. Quiet burdens. Silent victories. And now, the spotlight turns toward you not as a gift but as a recognition. You are being seen, Leo. And more importantly, you are being asked to see yourself. Not the watered-down version. The real one. The one who still dreams even after being disappointed. The one who still shows up even after being overlooked. The one who still gives even with an open, sometimes broken heart. So as this moment arrives, I want to ask you, what are you finally ready to receive? What are you no longer willing to postpone? What story about your own worth are you ready to rewrite? Because this time, you don't need to be louder. You just need to be clearer. Not with the world but with yourself. If you're feeling that pull in your chest, that whisper that says, "This is for me," I invite you to anchor it. Write in the comments below, "I'm ready for the miracle on November 15th. Let that be your affirmation. Your declaration. Not for me. Not for anyone else. But for the version of you that's been waiting to be called forward. And if this message has spoken to something in you, share it. Like it. Subscribe to Eternal Mindfulness, where we don't just watch astrology. We live by its light. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing presence over distraction, alignment over noise. You've already begun the shift. Now let it unfold. You were never meant to do this alone. You've always had the light, now it's time to let it lead.